If you follow a bunch of artists on Instagram, you must have seen all of these posts about Cara and this app where all these artists are migrating to. We have seen similar apps come up before, but why is it different this time? So to understand what is happening a little bit more, we need to take a step back and look at Instagram and see what is happening exactly for artists on Instagram. So Instagram was always the place to be. It was the place where artists would go, post their arts, and then also look for other artists to follow and look for other art and, engage with other artists and learn about other artists. But I'm sure a lot of you know the challenges that have become with Instagram these days and the challenges that artists face really with the platform. I see this with artists that have huge following and accounts that have smaller following. And this problem is that, our posts or our art that we make and we post on Instagram is not even shown to our followers. And even myself, when I look at my feed, I don't see everyone that I have followed on Instagram. And there's a challenge that we face these days, that the reach of our art is very limited, even for the people that are following us. And then with the introduction of Reels, a lot of us are now trying to spend some more time on making these videos to try and reach our audience. And a lot of us would really rather spend the time to make art and post the art, but then we would have to spend time on making Reels and making these videos to hopefully grow a community and to hopefully reach an audience that we're trying to do. So these are really big challenges that artists are facing. And generative AI is not new. It's been going on for a few years now, and it's getting better and better. But all of this is because it's stealing other artists' data and other artists' photos and images and paintings to train and get better and better. And it is really just stealing and stealing and stealing. And a lot of these artists, or none of these artists, are getting compensated for any of this. So this is where the Cara app came in place. So Cara is an app that was developed by this photographer called Jingna Zhang, I think. I may have been mispronouncing that one. She was actually the one that has recently won a copyright ruling in court on one of the photographs that she had. She had a photograph and someone just replicated that as an oil painting and claimed that it is their own. And she took that to court and won that thing in court. And this was great. This was huge because it really showed that stealing, even though it's a different medium, even though if it's a different thing, but it was the exact same photo just created in a painting without giving credits or anything, was copyright infringement. But it's weird that even though that happened and that ruling won, it is hard for a lot of people to understand, a lot of non-artist people to understand that, generative AI is doing the exact same thing by stealing other people's paintings and creating their own and claiming that this is original, because it is not. It is completely copyright infringement. Anyway, so back to the app. The app itself, Cara, is great. It was created by artists for artists. So a lot of the stuff that's in there, trying to solve all of the issues and the problems that we were having on Instagram. I really like the platform and the way it's set up. It has different things from different places that, for example, it has a portfolio building or portfolio setup similar to ArtStation, so it can be used for that. But it also has some of the features or the social features of, for example, Twitter, where you can repost other people's posts and then, comment and do all of that stuff, which is great for community building and things like that. And I really like that you can see things and how easy it is to find other artists. And it is really built for artists, and that's where all artists are in there. And it has grown really significantly in a very short amount of time. It has grown. I think it's about 700,000 artists are now signed up for it, which is amazing because that means a lot of great artists are on there, and you can find a lot of great things there. Now, the other big thing about it is that it has partnered with the Glaze project to, protect the art from a generative AI. And also the platform itself is also free from generative AI itself. So we know that whatever we're looking at is art made by real artists. And on Instagram, we see a lot of things that's flooded by generative AI that people post and they claim that they're worked on this is art and all of that. And when we look at it, we really have to think, was this really done by someone and painted properly, or was this just generative AI? And I really like that the platform is specifically for artists and using these things as trying to prevent generative AI being placed into this app. Now, all of that being said, The Cara app, I think will need to change a bit. Right now it's free and it was really done by a very small group of people, independent people, and everything that's done there is free, and I know there were some issues at the beginning with it was getting slow and all of that, but because it was small, they didn't expect it to grow to 700,000 artists being on it so fast. So that's why they're working through some things. But the biggest thing is I think they need some way or somehow to generate some revenue for the app to make it sustainable, whether that is by introducing ads in it or having some subscription models in it that will add some benefits or something like that. I don't know exactly how that would look like, but I think they need to have some things to make it sustainable. I think this is a really good app and it is in the right direction. It is something that artists need and it would be great, but they need to add something to make it sustainable. If they can't generate any revenue, I think it would be very short-lived and I would really be sad to see this app just disappear very quickly. So I really hope they figure something out to generate some money through ads or anything else to make it sustainable and make it continue. So should we all just abandon Instagram and move to Cara? I really wish we could do that. For me, myself, I don't think I can do that. I am still growing and trying to grow a community, and it's very difficult for me to just abandon Instagram and move into Cara, because I know a lot of my audience are not artists, are people who are on Instagram and probably will never go on Cara. It is unfortunate what Meta is doing, and I do disagree with this whole generative AI policy that they're having, but to grow a business on Instagram and to try and become a freelance artist, I think I still need to be on Instagram and grow there in addition to try and do something on Cara. I think Cara is good because there's, for example, art directors or other artists that might be looking for artists for work, for example, and they can go there and try and find you and look at your portfolio. So that's why I think it's also good to have it there. But if you're trying to grow a non-artist audience, I think Cara is very limited because it's just filled with artists. And unfortunately, I will need to be on Instagram as well. So for now, I think Cara is a step in the right direction. I think it is a good thing that we have. And hopefully, I'm really hoping to see it grow and become a bigger thing and become sustainable. And I see more artists there and post there. And I want to also try and be more on there on that platform and try and post there a bit more as well. And try and grow there as well as Instagram. But I want to hear from you. What do you think about Cara? Are you going to abandon Instagram completely and move to Cara? Or do you think that it's still too soon to do that and you're going to continue to post on both platforms? Or you simply just don't like Cara and you just rather just stay on Instagram? Please let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching and see you in the next one.